Welcome to the MotUS Edge, where we celebrate business, primarily youth sports facility management, leadership, and motivation. Co-hosted by Stacey Rowe, Cole Stott, Kevin Brubaker, and Casey Jones. We are here to fill your cup with knowledge, laughter, affirmations, and comfort knowing that you're not alone. You can and will succeed with the MotUS Edge.
Hello and welcome back to another fabulous episode of the MotUS Edge. We are live today at the Business Expo, bringing you this bonus content with some of our Prime Alliance event producers. Casey will be your host today with George Carrillo and James Kersey from All Out Brands, Paul Skinner from ASC, Dennis Worley from Choice Events, and Jabreel Rayam from World Cheer Co. We're so excited that you guys decided to tune in today.
All right, guys. I'm so excited today, doing a little podcast here at the MotUS Business Expo, and I've got my friends from All Out, James and George.
Yes.
Boom. So how are you guys enjoying the conference so far?
It's awesome. So
It's going good times. Good times for sure.
And now we're rolling.
I am a little disappointed. The last time I saw you two, you were dressed like Elvis.
Oh, thank you very much.
Double Elvis. So
Always a good time.
Not nearly as excited. So.
That happens sometimes.
Oh, man. It's all good.
You know, that's
it's
the workout.
alarm.
The workout.
Oh, is that a workout?
Yeah. It's time to go work out.
You were telling me about that. You normally work out at lunch, right?
Yeah, that's right. So.
Awesome. Anyway, we're here at the business conference. You guys have been just such a great affiliate for us and really have just joined in to help us to help gyms. So tell us a little bit about what your company does to support gym owners.
Well, I think one being here, supporting MotUS is a big part of that. Just the thought process behind, what MotUS stands for and the goal. If we're able to support you guys, it helps our gyms, it helps our customers, and that's our customers, our business in general, trying to help all of our customers be able to grow, be able to sustain and grow in the industry. If they're growing, we're growing, and back and forth.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I would agree to that. And then it's a business at one, but we also try to go above and beyond, make that relationship to keep those connections, not just for months, but for years down the road as well.
Yeah, that's a thing that, we've just got to constantly tell ourselves, it is business,
Yep.
and we're all trying to earn a living, and this is what we do. But the reality is we're in the kid business.
Correct.
And to me, there is no more important business because these are the foundation of our future. So it's important that we offer them. I know that All-Star cheerleading in general has just changed my life. So I think it's just important to
It has. It sure has.
What's one success story where your work really made a difference for a gym?
ooh, that's a good question.
That's a tough one.
There's so many gyms, obviously, in any state, and we're based in Florida, so a lot of our core customers right there in the Florida market, and it's a huge state, so there's constantly gyms opening up.
Yep.
And I think there's so many of those that we've been able to help, get started. They're like, hey, we're opening. We've got a gym. We don't have a floor. Can you help? We got a floor out there. That we're not using in the summer. We're not producing events, so they're using it. To get the gym up and going.
And you guys helped us this summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Summer camps.
So,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So whether it's camps, it's anybody coming in. It's a small gym just needs a tumble track so they have somewhere to practice. I mean, we have gyms that started in their own garages, and they're renting mats, so
We've helped gyms move in.
Yeah, exactly. We're out there, we get the guys for them, and hey, we're going to come out here and build the gym for you, So it's anything like that where we can help and get back, and they know that we're here for them. It goes full circle.
How many spring floors have you guys built over the years?
Oh, way too many. Way too many. That's for sure.
I started in '99 in the industry.
And back then it was 2-layer.
Yeah, this is back when you had spotters on the floor. I mean, any job I could
screws.
get.
You
You screws. Yeah, you had to screw it.
Velcro.
Yes.
So I don't know how many I've picked up and put
lot.
down in 26 years.
I've seen a lot of trailers. I've unpacked and packed a lot of trailers.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We talk about that in the gym. I remember Roger and I one time trying to build a spring floor, and man, we had a chalk line and everything, and it just kept going to the left.
Kept going, yeah.
Kept going.
Yep.
And then the next thing you know, you got to tear it
Like,
all
all right,
over.
redo it,
Start
guys.
over.
Redo it.
Yeah. Everybody listening, we're not against inflatables. That is,
So, definitely, the floor's gotten better.
The floor's definitely got better. It's got quicker. I mean, it goes in 45 minutes,
yeah, we can put one
start to
down,
finish
clear it
real
out.
quick. Yeah.
Our friend Justin Strickland, I think, He's been instrumental.
Yes, he has. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Victory.
And being able to get the floors off with a forklift instead of all the manpower. So a lot of advancement there.
Yeah.
So you guys tell us a little bit about what gym owners can do to take advantage of the resources you provide.
Answer the phone.
Pick up the phone, text us back, communicate. The biggest thing is communication. I mean, we have sales teams, we have owners, we have everybody, but it's just, we need gym owners, coaches, just hear us out, talk, communicate back. It's hard not to get a call back or a text or an email. It could be a simple yes or no. It's not going to hurt our feelings. We just want that. We want that communication just so we could hear, what's good, what's bad. We're not perfect. There's always something to improve on. But yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just pick up the phone. Let's communicate better.
I think with any event producer, like when we're calling to get that answer, it's a hard no is still okay because now we know where we can work. And maybe it's a no because this date in the future we can work on a different date if that's it. Or the
gym owners help us.
Yeah,
I mean, they know more of the community and the area than us just going in. Okay, this venue is big enough. We could put a cheerleading event here. Great, but what's going on? What is going on this date on that weekend? When is spring break? Is there states? Is there a prom? Is there a big test? ACTs, stuff like that. We need their help as well.
I think a big part of it is gym owners are looking for competition. We offer competition. So and this is any event producer that's calling, this is an opportunity for that coach to say, this is what I need, or this is what I want, and here's what we can do.
Yep.
We are offering a product that they need. It's not a random sales call or a solicitor or we're not looking for auto insurance or anything like that. Answer the phone and it goes a long way.
Well, I'd like to add to that. Join MotUS.
Yes. There you go.
Because one of the things that I really preach to gyms, people often ask, we've been blessed at Stingrays and had a lot of great growth, but a lot of that is due to communication. A lot of it starts with our front office, and oftentimes gyms, especially if they're up and starting and they're new, they'll feel like I can't afford that, and whereas I would argue you can't afford not to have that.
So, correct.
That's imperative, and then that offers you can't answer the phone, schedule the class, take the money, and talk to the competition guys all at the same time. So. So you need help and you need resources, and I think today's industry has more help and more resources than ever before.
I would agree.
And we're all on the same page of really wanting to grow.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, I want to wrap it up here, but before we do, one last question. So put you on the spot here. If you could describe your company in 3 words, what would they be?
First and foremost, you're laughing. I was going to say.
I have a feeling I know where it's going with this.
Appreciative, very, very appreciative. I mean, we started in 2013. We launched the same year the summit came out. I mean, we've been head to head with this juggernaut, in varsity, head to head in the Florida market. And we have customers that have came every year. And every year we've continued to grow. And I mean, our largest event in Florida is, over 500 teams this year.
Yep.
And I mean, it's on the cusp of the largest independent event in the country. And it's just continuing to be appreciative of every single customer, every gym owner that has come through the doors. And we want to make sure not just the gym owner, but the parents. Those gym owners have to answer to parents on why did we go to this event and why did we come back. And we love when we hear that it's the parents telling the gym owners we can't not go to All Out. That's appreciative is the number one word for me. George looked like he had another.
No, I thought you were going to go with our. I mean, we take it to the next level. We always go all out. No pun intended.
Go all out.
Go all out. That's it.
That's it. Right
so
you guys do a great job. I mean, that's the thing. We've competed with you guys several times, and that's exactly the gym customer is the parents and the athletes. And if they don't enjoy a competition or they don't feel the value of the competition, then as gym owners, we can't come back. And you guys have done such a great job of creating that value and carving your niche in the market. So
we appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Without you guys, we won't have this.
Yes.
We can't be doing what we love to do.
Well, I appreciate you guys
Thank
hopping
you.
on for a quick snippet today.
Yeah, man.
And,
Awesome.
Thanks for all your support.
Cool.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, I got Mr. Paul Skinner here with us today from American Cheer Championships.
American Spirit Championships.
We just talked about that and messed it up.
Oh, well, it's all good.
Hey,
it's all good.
That's what's part of these.
Well, thanks for having me.
Here,
This is a true honor to be here.
Well, thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming to the Business Expo. Thank you for your partnership, and we really appreciate it.
I'm fired up. It's like been doing this so long, and I finally reinvigorated. It seems like.
It's funny you say that because I feel like I went through literally a decade in the cheerleading business, just kind of coasting along. Yeah. And then none of us ever saw COVID coming, but then COVID came and I got time to sit on the couch and reflect. And it's like, man, what I want to do with the next 10 years. So,
and as an event producer, as you can only imagine. Shut us down.
We were all sitting at home, some of the scariest times of our lives. And goodness gracious, we were faced with financial issues and health issues and all these different fears. But we've come out of that. And I feel like that there are a lot of people that are reinvigorated.
Coming through it all, yeah. And to be with so many people that have been involved in the industry so long, This wasn't what I went to do. I don't know what you went to do, but I was an actuary. I married a cheerleader, and the rest is history.
I would have never in my life thought that I'd be in the cheerleading business, And but now I can't imagine. Like it's just so great.
Well, I know, and hearing stories like this morning, just touches your heart. People that.
Well, and that's the thing. I said. One of my least favorite questions sometimes is, what do you do? Because it's hard to explain. And like, I'm in the cheerleading business. And they're like, oh, like the Dallas Cowboy cheer? No, not at all. But, the reality is we're in the kid business.
Absolutely.
We get to really focus on kids and hone in on these athletes and provide a great experience for them.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. A fair experience.
Right, exactly.
It's kind of how we started ASC. We actually started doing camps in hotels. My wife was a big head instructor for NCA, and she was like, well, let's do camps in hotels. So we started that and then kind of moved right into the competition. And, it's kind of like the same people tour with us all. I end up hiring my friends, and they tour with them. Same way.
Family business, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Still independently owned and operated, so.
I can relate. I can relate. Been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
My kids are coming into the
I know. I remember you saying that.
So
that's awesome.
It's pretty cool, and it's like, they say before you start any business, you should have your exit plan. Well, nobody told me, so I never had an exit plan. But I do. My kids are, especially my daughters, are getting more and more involved in the business. So that's a cool aspect.
It really is, and I think as an event producer, when you own a gym too, you kind of realize the important thing, practice room, the scheduling, and all those things that you don't really think about is you don't, have a gym. And so it's been fortunate for us, that we kind of on both sides, which you are as well.
Well, we certainly appreciate your partnership with MotUS and giving back to gyms. So tell us a little bit about what your company does to help support gym owners.
Well, I think, it's what we do, like we're doing showcases now, getting ready to do those. So if, some of our clients that we've had forever, we kind of just, it's not trying to make money. It's just trying to get them on the floor and helping them out with spring floors and then, whatever. I've helped people move with my trucks before, move gyms, and you know how it goes. Yep. You just got to kind of, so, and I think just being here around the MotUS and what you guys are doing, I think it's a great opportunity. And, I wish I would have come a little earlier. This is only my first year, so. But I'm in for the long haul, well, hey, glad to be here.
We're just getting started, and it gets, I feel like, our goal is to make it better every year, and we realize to make it better, we need partners in this.
Absolutely.
And we need to grow our group, and so we're just proud to have you on board.
Oh, I appreciate that.
What's one success story where your work really made a difference for a gym?
One success story. Let's see. I think just, we've had some athletes come through that just different. We support a lot of people sometimes that, can't afford to do it. And I think just, you get kids in that, and then their brother comes in, and then it's like, and then the dad starts coming to the competitions, and you're like changing families. And, kids that really wouldn't have ever had an opportunity to do that. And now they're the first ones in the door to practice.
Yep.
And, it's just giving back a little bit. It's not all about just everybody, and obviously, so, we've got a lot of scholarships we do for just different people. So, and a lot of that is basically on our gym side, but, we've kind of helped out, with other programs too.
I think that's something that I believe all gyms do that, and that's something that sometimes people don't understand, and there are kids and families that come into our gym and they impact our families.
Absolutely. It's just part of giving back.
Yeah. And you develop such a relationship, and then that goes out and it just spreads out into your community. That was one thing early on. We used to joke, but it turned into reality. We wanted to become a household name in our community.
Sure.
And that's a great thing because in our somewhat small community, and Stingrays and a ton of athletes, like you can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the dentist, you can't go to the doctor without running into a Stingray or former Stingray. I even, literally twice have had two nurses that have helped birth children of my own that were former Stingrays.
Well, and then seeing them back in the gym with their kids.
Yeah.
And the next generation.
That's what's letting me know I'm getting old. We are really close. So I just had a second generation athlete graduate 2 years ago, and I'm like, man, we're not far from third generation kids coming through the
It's
door.
a great feeling just to, to see their kids come back and, but my wife, she's like, now how long am I going to do this? Coach this all-star stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't
I'm kind of getting my second wind, I think, right now.
I agree. I don't really, I want the choice to retire, but I don't really want to retire.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I enjoy what I'm doing. It gives me purpose, and I just love people. So I love to get to meet different people. So tell us what gym owners can do to best take advantage of the resources you guys provide at American Spirit Championships.
Well, we really work closely with them. And like I say, I've got people that have been working for me for 22 years in the office. It's kind of the same group of people, that, and so I just think running a fair competition that's on time, quality, and if the parents are going to put up the money to do the All-Star, the experience has to be. So whether it's the awards and, just practice room, making sure that accommodating the parents,
right,
absolutely, the safety aspect of it all, and just not just a competitive experience, but like a fun experience, and positive and not cost effective, but we try and keep our costs down. We're independently owned, so we can afford to do that, and of course we've got lots of clients. We program deals. You know how it goes. I mean, it's just kind of part of it.
I think that's true in any business. If you find out who that customer is and then you put the focus on the customer, I mentioned it earlier, we're in the kid business. But if you put the focus on the kids and then their parents and your true customer, then the rest, the money kind of takes care of itself.
Absolutely.
There's going to be,
Absolutely.
there'll be enough there to be able to continue what you're doing. So, man, I really appreciate
thank you.
You guys being a part of MotUS. And that is something like I just hope more gyms can join MotUS and be a part of it. And there's obviously upfront discounts from our competition affiliates.
Well,
like
and
you
let's
guys.
throw it in my part of the country, in the central.
Yeah.
Because we're, Oklahoma and Texas love our competition. So I'm really excited to promote it and just be part of everything. Thank
Paul,
you.
thank you much. I appreciate
the time.
it. Boom. Hello, everyone. I have got my good friend, Mr. Dennis Worley, here with me today. Dennis and I go way, way back. To the All-Star Challenge days.
2003.
Man, let's talk for a second about All-Star Challenge and just how different it was. And I know that you and Don worked hard to make that a different kind of event. And share a little bit on that.
Well, it was the very first all-star only competition. For the first time, we were saying that this animal, all-star, is really different, and they want something different. They want a program that's different. They have different needs, different desires, different price points. And so we just went over here and said, we're starting over from scratch. And we built an a company that was built upon creativity and the things that we felt that interested us in All Star.
Very creative and so unique at the time. I mean, the themes and the different things. And heck, I don't even know that I remember it being, obviously I know it was All Star only, but I've forgotten that back then it was common that we mixed everything.
It was everything, and you were adapting for it. Not all events had spring floors. There were still many at that time. At that time, it was pre-NACCC, so the rules were all over the place.
I greatly, just awesome memories of you guys were getting the company started. And I felt like a lot of what you all did to build it was you invited in the gym owners to come and judge at the competition. That's how I was introduced to it.
Well, two things. One, we believe those who coach champions can choose champions.
Love it.
But you have to build a scoring system that they can do that on. And that's not to say that what we do now is not good, but this was one panel of judges. What was in front of them, not 100 teams across many rooms. It was built for that. Could the champions pick the champions and then make your customers your fans?
Well, and something you guys did such a great job of, like we would come in and judge, and man, the food, the accommodations, the pay, everything was top notch. And that wasn't necessarily the case back then. So it made it an enjoyable experience and something that you wanted to go and do.
Well, we wanted you to feel at home. I mean, we felt like that if you felt at home with us, then you would go tell other people they could feel at home. If you went to other events and you saw people you knew judging, then you knew your chance would come. And there was an honor code even amongst us then. And we, from that very beginning, we published all your names at the beginning of the year, who they were and what they were going to talk about. And so, that moves on to like every time you have an opportunity to start over. I've been so fortunate, from All-Star Challenge to the international all levels, then the summit, to start really from scratch.
Yeah. So you guys, like many, varsity was buying up different competitions. You guys got into that, and then you stepped into your role with varsity. Instrumental in helping get some of their end of year events started. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, I just remember that Worlds was taking over the level 6 world, then level 5, and there was a conversation of who would provide this opportunity, and the only way to provide it at that level of competition was for varsity through their contacts through Disney and their association with Wild World Sports, and the fact that they had the events that the majority of the competitive teams went to.
Right.
It was designed from the very beginning to be very competitive. If you remember, we all went 2 days back then, and then suddenly the summit comes along. We say thank you, goodbye.
Yeah,
it was intended to be that. It was meant to be hard, and to this day, those pillars that it was built upon about being competitive and prestigious and memorable, it still is.
That is absolutely that's something. Obviously, that the gym I own, we still go to the summit, and that is one thing we enjoy about it is. It is extremely competitive. You could be one of the top level teams and have an off day one, and
it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game on the last day, and even the wild cards, the way they play into the game now, have made it interesting. Great job on continuing to evolve into the sport, into the rec summit, youth summit, all the things they've done. Nothing bad to say about it, but it is a specific animal,
right?
And there are some people that it's not their animal, or it's not their animal every year. And that's not to say anything bad. It's just that there needs to be choices.
Right. Well, let's talk about those. Let's talk about what's next. I know that, during a time of, none of us saw COVID coming, but COVID happened, and that kind of shook the industry a little bit and honestly hit the reset button. And we've got a lot of different players and some exciting times going on now. I know that you are working with Rob and Co. And then I know you guys have come on board with us under the Prime Alliance, and we're planning a Prime All-Star finale at the in Fort Lauderdale.
In Fort Lauderdale, my hometown.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Well, when I was asked, I'm often asked along the way to work on special projects, and anything that begins with, well, can you do something like? And I always say, well, no, I can't do something like. I can do something similar or of the same category, but it will have something that's different that makes it special. And so when we started talking about this event at the end of the year, which for many years I don't give anything a name until I'm way into it,
right?
Because names will drive your choices, and your choices will make your choices. I always start at the end of where I want to end, and I back out of it. That way, my choices have not made my choices for me. And so, when you're talking about things about the summit, teams, I love it when I see them. We're going here, we're going there, we're going to get a bid wherever. And they're chasing those bids and they're rearranging their schedules, which is great for the companies. It's energy for the kids. It has a toll. Suddenly you're going here, you're going there, can't go here, cancel that. So one of the consequences of that method was that you really couldn't plan. So you lost out on the savings, the planning ahead.
Right.
The parents who couldn't, plan for vacations around it, because let's face it, parents love destinations.
Yeah.
When it comes right down to it, you ask them where they want to go. They want to go to the destination.
Yep.
And so when you look at that and you say, how can we get there in a competitive, fair way, but that they can plan ahead? And that's kind of where we started with the Prime All-Star finale. On October 1st, a matter of 2 days from now, gyms from across the country can say, we're going to the Prime finale.
Right. And they can take their entire
program all in the place,
because that's a whole nother point to it of the summit's at capacity. I mean, it is really full, which is a great thing. It's highly competitive, but as it becomes more competitive, not all the teams that want to go get to go.
Correct. And some of your good teams in your gym may not get to go.
Right.
And, you may probably remember the days where we all ended the season somewhere. We had parties and picnics on the beach. And there's so much of that I'm nostalgic for, even in my 25 years in the industry. And so that was one of the driving factors behind this. Pick your place, plan to go, tell everybody you're going, kind of like how an athlete tells where they're going to college. Well, on Declaration Day, let the world know where you're going. And that way you can take advantage of the serenity that comes from knowing where you're going into the season, the savings that comes from all of the planning and planning ahead, and then in Fort Lauderdale, of course, the sun. So I was talking about
and brand new facility,
unbelievable, brand new hotel on top of it, the largest ballrooms and largest convention center in the South Florida, right on the Intercoastal Waterway. We're excited to do some outside things. And be at
something about a parade, maybe?
Parade or pep rally. It depends on whether the city's going to let us march up and down the street, or we're going to have to be in the corner. But I've gone to the Fort Lauderdale High School about the parade.
As you guys can tell, this man is very creative. He does come at things thinking of a different way, different thing. Man, I can only think right in front of me. But Dennis has the ability to have that vision and be a visionary and see something that hasn't happened yet. So
it's really it's because of the opportunities. The opportunities I've had to start from scratch and to know the things that I liked and to listen. I don't listen to myself so well, but I do listen to other people pretty well. And see what it is that we could deliver. And then once you deliver that package, you got to stay on people to stay with innovation. Right. People will regress, not because they don't want to, but just because out of habit or because that's what they know. And so, as we engage in the Prime, I'm sure you've heard me on many of the meetings, I will be obstinate to the bitter end, but when we decide something, I will be the team player. Right. But, being a good team player means that you're going to play the game. And that means you're going to have those discussions, you're going to talk it out, and you're going to come to a resolution.
Well, and it just goes back to ultimately what we're trying to do through MotUS and through Prime and all of our affiliates is really make sure that we're giving back to the gyms and that we're putting the gyms in a position to do two things. And that's to grow and that's to continue to be profitable so that they can impact these kids. I've talked about it on a couple of different podcasts already. We're in the kid business. So, when we take care of the kids and we offer them the fun opportunities and the different opportunities and everything else kind of takes care of itself.
I've been going to some gyms. I always try to go this time of year a little bit so I can remind myself about how hard it is what we're asking them to do. Sometimes if you just show up at Worlds and you see it, you're like, oh, wow, that was great. Yeah. And you forget the sacrifice and what they really are willing to do and the hard work that goes into it. So I've spent a little bit of time in the gyms this time of year.
Really
remind myself each year.
No team sport like it.
Nothing like it. And people talk about, do you believe you can do it? You have to believe they can do it.
It is literally amazing. I watch some of these teams, and it really doesn't matter the level, but the amount, you look at the amount of kids and the amount of moving parts. It's amazing that they ever hit a routine, and we see, obviously.
When I watch it from here, like when it's right there, it's scary to me sometimes. Like I'm so used to, I call it from where I sit back up there. But when I stand right there and it's happening right in front of me, I'm like, I have to sometimes take a breath and just be amazed. And I'm so fortunate to have had the opportunity to spend time with your teams and many other great teams. And, the Prime All-Star Finale is really for anyone. Whether you're the big gym, the small gym, you can pick yourself. You don't have to wait around. You can all go to the same place. You can decide right now.
Well, I look forward to hanging out with you this
Thank
year.
you. I know we're having a great
Fort
time.
Lauderdale.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good. Hello, everybody. I've got my friend Jabreel here with me. Man, tell me a little bit of your history.
Yeah, thanks, Casey. So I'm a Pacific Northwest boy, born and raised in Seattle. One of the pioneers, as you would call it up there. Started the first all-star cheerleading gym in the Pacific Northwest, just south of Seattle. I'm still actually a gym owner.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I'm still a gym owner of the second longest running gym in the state, Natural Venom All-Stars, which is my second gym. But my partner is from my original team.
Okay.
My original gym was called Northwest Elite All-Stars, and I started it when I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So my brother and I cheered in high school, and from there our story's pretty great, actually. We got involved in cheering for the Seahawks, and a guy that recruited us actually worked for USA. Okay. So we got apped through USA staff as members of the Seahawks. We were in high school running the flags and getting a stunt with the Seagulls. And from there, we got on USA staff and went to staff training, and the world changed.
That's a pretty incredible story.
So started my gym there from there. And then after that, I got into choreography, camps, education, started my first company, All Things Cheer. And then
18,
ATC.
18 years old?
I was 18 years old.
Man, that's a great story right there.
Yeah.
Man, that's one thing I hope that I have shown my kids is just my entrepreneurial spirit. You know, I got that from my grandfather. As a young man, I was always riding around with my grandfather, and that guy bought and sold everything and just really turned me into an entrepreneur. So when I hear about people starting businesses at a young age, I'm just so inspired by that. You know, and I hope I carry that on to my own children.
I get it from my mom. My mom was a single mom and a hustler. So we had to survive, and for me, cheerleading was a pathway into something different, and it really gave me an outlook on life, and to have a forecast for something I had never had been a part of, or at the time I just wasn't seeing future, you know. And once I got involved, it just kind of just happened.
Man, I hear that story so much, and it's even part of my own story. You know, I tell people I feel like cheerleading saved my life. You know, I can't give you a specific reason why, but I just didn't have a lot of direction. And then I found this sport and I fell in love with it, you know, and it became my passion. And I was 18 or 19 before I found it. I played ball in high school, not very well, but started cheering early in college. And man, like I said, it just changed my life. Never in a million years would I have thought I'd been a cheerleader, or much less been in the cheerleading business.
Yeah. Where you are is incredible. You know, we're all trying to get like you.
Shoot, man, I'm trying to be like you. So, Jim, since you're 18 years old.
Yes, sir.
You're 29 now, right?
So that's 29, going on 30. You know,
just had celebrated your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah,
Jim, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about what you're doing now.
A myriad of things, honestly. Now I'm back into the U.S. space, and when I say that, those that know me know that I've been quite robust in the international scene. That's kind of where my career launched outside of my region, the Pacific Northwest. We did great things there. But my brother and I sold our companies before the pandemic. Coming out of the pandemic, I worked for the ISF. I was the director there for 4 years. And on the in-between, I was building some relationships with some of my friends that were back in the business here.
Right.
So I got involved into a company called World Cheer Co-Brands. And a good friend of mine recruited me into it. I was helping them out from like a board perspective and doing some judging for them. And then they asked me to participate at a greater level, and that level became essentially an offer to be the CEO.
Awesome.
Yeah. So World Cheer Co-Brands, we've got 5 companies across the United States. We've taken a little bit of my old path, so we've put our feet down in the Pacific Northwest on the old path that ATC we used to be on, and then we've actually expanded across over into Charleston and Savannah. So we got a little bit of the Southeast as well.
Very cool. Down our way.
Yes.
Everything's growing in the Southeast right now.
Man,
goodness gracious.
Thriving.
Crazy population explosion down there.
And extremely competitive.
Yeah. In everything. That's the thing. Like, People often ask us on the cheer side, how do we get so competitive? Well, our community's competitive in everything they do. I think it's a little bit geographic. Our kids can be outside all the time.
Yes.
So it's like we can play baseball year round. We can darn near play football year round, all these outdoor things. Cheerleading's obviously inside, but in our community, the impact that those sports have made on cheer, because baseball was so strong and football was so strong that if we were going to do cheerleading, it had to be strong too.
Yeah, you're right. It's a huge point that you make up about the competitiveness of the Southeast, and I think it's being shown across our sport tremendously. And you being Mr. Stingrays can speak to that.
Well, a lot of God's grace and a lot of God's mercy on that. So, that's the thing. We hit it at the right time. We hit it at a great growth opportunity, and we plopped a building right in between 3 interstates. So without planning any of that, just like I said, God's grace and God's mercy.
And you stayed true.
You try. That's the thing that, and really our all-star director, Roger Chandra, he kind of leads that example. He is big on that our brand is what our brand is, and big on the brand recognition, and just holding true to our roots, and we love that good all-American clean cheerleading.
Clean, sharp and clean, the whole routine.
That's what we try to do. Sometimes people call us boring. I don't think it's boring.
No. I mean, look, boring tends to win.
We try. So
Amen.
we try. But even when we don't, we hope to create an experience, That's kind of what we're doing here with MotUS, and everything that we're doing is just trying to create better gyms.
Yep.
To create better experiences for athletes.
Better businesses.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're at a point, I think we're at a pivotal point in All-Star Cheer right now. We're still so young. And in the early days, we thought somebody was going to steal it from us. Like, man, the guy down the street, he's going to steal he's going to learn he's going to take that I know how to count to 8 this way, and he's going to steal that from me. But now we're in a different spot, and I think everybody wants to grow together. I feel like that people want to grow the sport.
There's a genuine effort of collaboration, and it's rising tremendously domestically, which is so impressionable and meaningful to me. Like I said earlier, my background is that international scene, and to be a part of MotUS and to be a part of this group. So one of the reasons why I joined the group, one of the reasons why we pushed for it, was because there's a genuine level of collaboration that's trying to happen here, and there's an effort of people trying to work together and align. Right. So that's one of the more core values that stick out to us at World Cheer Co. about this, is the fact that you're helping customers and you guys are trying to create a more sustainable all-star industry. And that's one of the things that we're about.
Well, it starts at the gym level. And that's the thing. You still own a gym, so you know this. It absolutely starts there. It's where we're pouring into the kids. And I don't coach anymore, but the coaches that are, they eat, breathe, sleep this 365 days a year,
Some don't sleep.
Right. Yeah. And we got to make sure that the gyms are doing well so that we can continue to not just bring in the kids, but to bring in the great coaches as well.
Yes. And one of the things about that's not said enough is no one's looking out for us. This sort of level of self-governance has become the thing, because if not us, then who?
Right.
And if not now, then when? Right?
Well, I think the great thing is right now everybody's realizing, like, I need my buddy down the street to be successful, and it's such a good, like, the camaraderie, everything that we're trying to do with MotUS, like, I want to see my neighbor be successful.
Yes.
Because the reality is, the more that all of us are successful, then the more opportunities there are for kids to participate in All-Star Cheer. And I just think I literally think it's one of the greatest sports in the world.
Hands down. And like, for both of us, changed our life.
Absolutely. Man, I appreciate all that you're doing, all that your companies are doing to help support MotUS and just being an affiliate. And it's great to have you on board.
And it's our pleasure and privilege. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the MotUS Edge. Check out our shorts, like, and comment. We always love to hear from you. Give us a follow on our Instagram, Facebook, or X at Join MotUS. Follow our show wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you like what we're doing and you want to hear more, leave us a comment and tell all of your friends. And hey, if you're a gym owner, join the movement today and sign up for MotUS. Thank you for listening. We're excited for you to have the MotUS Edge. Bye, y'all.
Thank you for listening to the MotUS Edge. We hope you had a blast. Join us next week for more on business, leadership, and motivation. Subscribe and follow the show where you get your podcasts. Subscribe to our newsletter at joinmotus.com. The MotUS Edge podcast is produced by ClantonCreative.com.